Today's That Geek Show is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/thatgeekshow. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Hey everybody, welcome back to That Geek Show, podcast edition, the show that brings all of the geek and nerdospheres straight to your ears all around the world. So happy to be with you tonight, today, this evening, this morning, whenever you're listening to us, in your car, in your earbuds, in your house, in your bathroom. We don't judge. We're just here to bring you some fun, nerdy content. And joining me this week is a fun panel of guests, special panel of guests, awesome panel of guests. Three of the people that work for thatgeekshow.com. One of them is returning to the show after an absence, our movie guy, Matt Grumman. Welcome back.
Get off my lawn.
Grumpy old man Matt is back. Very fun. All right. Joining us also from last week and the week before, or in the time before, Mr. Dan Molinar. He is our gaming guy. How's it going, Dan?
It's going pretty well.
Good. Hopefully staying cool in your heat box over there. The AC will make an appearance later in the show, I guarantee it.
I'm not going to get
He's
back
going to break down.
Nope,
He's going to break down.
Nope.
I feel it.
Will not. Well.
And joining us for the first time, second time on the podcast. It's been a while, but for the second time on the podcast, she's our copy editor for the website and also does some features every now and then. Michelle Noriega is joining us, everyone. Michelle, how are you?
I'm good. Dying, but good.
Everybody's dying in this heat.
This heat, man.
I'm fine.
Well,
You know what? I'm usually
you like the
okay
heat,
in the
so-
heat.
Yeah.
I'm usually good. I don't know why this one's hitting me hard.
yeah, it's a weird heat wave. For those who didn't know, in California, we've been living in hell for the past couple days. It was 105 one day. It's been in the
It was
90s.
like 115.
Yeah, 115 in some areas.
115 by me, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it was like Arizona weather, Texas weather. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we hope you are staying cool. Crank up the AC wherever you are, and sit back and listen to the audio goodness you're about to experience. All right, if you don't know where to find us, we're thatgeekshow.com and on social medias, That Geek Show everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And before we get started, I just want to plug a few things we got going on the website and around our media presence. First of all, Dan, you're a part of a brand new podcast on the channel. It's called Multiplayer.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to have a new podcast specifically dedicated to gaming. What did you guys talk about on the first episode?
The first episode, it was kind of funny because it was kind of last minute, and so like the subject of the matter was from Overwatch. They introduced a new character called Hammond, or Wrecking Ball, I guess is his official name.
The hamster.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So we talked about that for a bit.
Cool. Well, that sounds fun. So if you're into gaming and that's all you want to listen to, go check out Multiplayer. That's how you find it everywhere podcasts are distributed. And go give it a like. Go give it a 5-star review if you can. Also on the site, published last week, we have a couple more video game things. So very video game heavy themed plugs. Dan, you also wrote a nice little primer review, little guide to Pokemon Go, the newest update. And it's all about, friends and trading and things you can't do because not a lot of people are on that level. But hey,
Yeah. Definitely, it was a rough first few days and still a rough couple of weeks going for it, but Niantic's smoothing everything out, so it's getting much, much better.
Good. So if you're new to Pokemon Go or just haven't played in a while and you want to check out what's going on with that, go check out Dan's nice little review on the update on the website. Also, Connor's not here, but we'll just plug it. He has a nice little feature on the upcoming game from BioWare, I believe, Anthem, that was shown off at E3 last year and this year. And I believe
I'm looking forward to
I
that.
believe it's coming later this year or next year. I don't know.
It's coming next year. It's either January 20th or February 22nd. There's like 2 major dates where like every game in it, and it's like Mother is coming out.
Oh, wow. That's weird. That's
So they're
weird that
they're front loading next year, pretty much.
Yeah, next year's. If I recall, there is 6 major titles that are all coming out within like 3 weeks of each other.
Wow, that's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
So if you want to know about Anthem, go check that out on the website too. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the big topic of the week.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Now let's do this!
I got a bad feeling about this.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Inconceivable!
I'm Groot.
Time to nut up or shut up.
Spartans! Prepare for glory!
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Why is the rum always gone?
I make this look good.
I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Avada Kedavra.
I like this ship.
You know, it's exciting. Looks like a TKO to me.
I think I got it, but just in case, tell me the whole thing again. I wasn't listening.
The big topic of the week is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. We've given you guys a couple weeks to watch it, to peruse over it. It's broken $1 billion, so it's another $1 billion monster. Well, pardon the pun. Not really pardon the pun. It's a monster movie, and it's a monster at the box office. So let's get into it. Let's do a full spoiler review. If you haven't seen it, I guess...
I haven't, but haven't?
Haven't?
For the long haul.
Oh,
I haven't. I've been busy working an 80-hour work week,
man.
dude. I'm sorry.
All right, well, you can mute if you want for this next portion.
I'm not going to watch it. I'm fine.
You're not going to watch it?
No, I'm not interested.
Wow. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Jurassic Park 5, as I like to call it, or I don't know.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start off. Actually, the other three of us that were here, all saw it at the same time. Me, Dan, and Michelle all saw it in the same theater.
I finished it.
Yeah, you finished it. You had to tell me the ending because there was an incident that happened, and I don't know. We felt like we had to leave, but we didn't leave. But it was kind of awkward, so we just left. It was strange. Yeah.
Was that the one you tweeted about?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, at one of the press screenings, preview screenings, there was toward the very end of the movie, probably the last 5 minutes of the movie before it ended, somebody in our theater had a seizure, and yeah,
it was super weird because at the moment that it happened in the movie, it kind of like got silent and like it was staring at the cameras focused on the main characters, and then you just hear someone like scream, "Somebody help!" and everyone's like, "Is there another person in the house?" And then I hear it again from behind me, and I look up, and I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, that was super weird. It was. I thought at first like somebody was like freaking out over the movie, but yeah, no, it was a medical emergency for sure.
Yeah, I had something similar happen during Pacific Rim 2. Epileptic seizure in the middle of that movie.
Wow.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. No, it was fine. Fuck. No, it was
not the same guy. Well, it might have been. I don't know.
Okay, but no, we ended up having like I guess the registered nurses in the audience, and they helped him through it. But that was scary.
Good.
Yeah,
we did too.
Oh, was there actually somebody in there, Dan?
Yeah. So people started. I think by the time you had left out, a couple of they looked like they were still in school. I guess it looked like they looked too young to actually have been registered nurses, but they did go up and they did help out for a little bit, and eventually came out.
Yeah, and I think you reported that the person was okay, right? By the time they wheeled him out.
The person seemed fine. They looked like they were just taking him in just in case.
Yeah.
But my roommate and my roommate who was there with me, we were kind of standing out in the lobby waiting to finish to see what's going to happen. Are they going to let us back in? And then I think maybe 5-10 minutes after you guys left, they're like, we'll let you guys in about 15 minutes. And I'm like, all right.
Oh, okay. So they did let everybody in. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
We went back in and finished it.
Okay. Well, good. I don't think there was too much. You described to me the ending, and I pretty much saw where it was going. So it was.
You left at the ending sequence.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess we'll just start out with this. If you've seen the trailer, you've pretty much seen the movie almost. There's a few little things, but
Blue saved the day.
There is one major thing that did catch me off guard, but
which was dumb. I know what you're talking about. It was dumb.
It didn't catch me off guard by the time it happened, because like they hint towards it throughout the film, and you're like, I hope that's not it.
No,
but like if it is,
I disagree. I didn't know where they were going with it, and it was distracting from the movie as a whole. And I'm like, why do they keep doing this? Are they going to reveal that it's like somebody from another movie? Character that we know. No, it wasn't that at all. It was something way out of the book, and I guess we'll just start talking spoilers here. Yeah, this really bothered me, that the little girl in the movie is, it's revealed that she's a clone of this dude that we didn't know about, who is apparently Hammond's friend, but we've never seen on screen ever.
Partner.
Partner, sure.
They were like business partners.
Never heard of before. That it's his daughter who died, he cloned his daughter, and so he could have another daughter clone. It was just like, what? Like, why are you throwing this in the middle of, like, there's dinosaurs running around? Like, it's
because they wanted to mix franchises for Westworld and Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it was just to kind of stop the movie for me, and I was like, okay. Like, there was that moment right there, and then there was just, I don't know. I felt really lukewarm on all the ethical stuff they were trying to throw in there too. Like, you can't stop. They were trying to have their cake and eat it too. And it was just getting frustrating. It looked like
PETA got to them as they were filming the film.
I don't know what it was. But then, but then if PETA gets... Okay, see the reverse of this. So, well, I'll just lay it out. So at the very end, this is the part that we did see. And actually, this is the part we saw, and then, like, we had to exit the theater. But at the very end, they have all the dinosaurs trapped in this underground warehouse where they were auctioning them off. And they're about to... Some gas was released, right? I don't remember how that happened, but... There was toxic gas released, I think from the Raptor earlier. It doesn't matter. Plot device. And like all the dinosaurs, you see them, they're all like going to die unless they open the gates and let them out into the world, which is on the mainland, or somewhere in I don't remember where it was. It's in the USA somewhere, right? California somewhere. I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, so they have this ethical choice, like, do we kill the dinosaurs and let them die, or do we release them out in the world? And, like, the only choice is to, like, kill them. You cannot let these ravenous things into the world. Like, you can. I don't care. I don't care how much. I don't care how much Littlefoot's mom is like looking at you all sad. I don't care.
The worst thing though is that there was one that was already released, so it's like all these other ones are nothing compared to like the giant like megalodon-esque one that you see in like Hawaii.
Oh yeah, well yeah, they show. I know that's in the trailer too, so I've seen that scene. But
the mesosaur or whatever it was.
Mesosaurus. Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce their names. They're too scientific.
The Meg. Yeah, the big shark dinosaur. Yeah. That's gonna be the next thing. They cross over the Meg with Jurassic World 3.
I mean, they're already releasing the Meg, so I mean.
I know. I want to see that movie so much. It looks so terrible.
It does.
It looks so bad. Anyway,
I think the thing that threw me off the thing that threw me off so much with this Jurassic World compared to all the other Jurassic movies is how like I don't want to say gory, but like how like kind of gory it was compared to the other ones.
And I like that about it. I liked J.A. Was it J.A. Bonea, Matt? J.A. Bayona?
I don't know.
J.A. Bayona.
You want me to Wikipedia it for you?
Yeah, he did When a Monster Calls. That was his claim to fame. But yeah, I liked his style of directing, but some of the choices they made, it seemed like it was just really silly. So anyway, getting back to that last scene that I had a problem with is like, Claire chooses to let the dinos die, and she's sad, and it's like, well, yes, but that's the right choice. And then whip pan over to the little girl who opens the doors to like let all these dinosaurs into the wild and kill people. And she goes, what is it, Dan? Didn't she say something like, she's like, I'm a clone too or something, right?
Yeah. It was basically like, I'm a clone, they're clones. If I should be allowed to live, they should be allowed to live.
No, you're not a monster that's going to go kill people.
Well, we don't know
that.
Oh my God.
Jurassic World 3. She's on
Exactly.
Oh, it's so bad. Like, it was just so bad.
And then we'll find out later she's been cloned with raptor DNA. She's going to be one that's like down the trouble.
Oh, no. They said they actually were I think Colin Trevorrow was asked that if they're going to do, like, dino-human hybrid, and he said, no, we're not going to do that. So, thank God they're not going that ridiculous.
Alien franchise.
Yeah, I don't know. But
they clearly set up for another one.
And now that it's made $1 billion, it's definitely going to get it.
They want their own trilogy.
All right, so let me finish with my thoughts. I'll let you guys go. So I didn't like those two things. It was so weird and out of like the tone of the movie. And then I liked everything on the island. That was cool. That was all fun. The middle of the movie was really dragging for me. Like when they got on that boat and it was just like, hey, we're gonna try to put this little T-Rex thing in here to kind of make sure you guys aren't falling asleep. Everything else in that whole thing, and then you get to the auction, and it's just this weird auction, and I'm just like, this is so strange. I don't know what this Jurassic Park movie wants to be. So it just, in a way, it didn't flow for me. I liked all the action. I liked the directorial style. Like, some of the parts, like you were talking about, Dan, very gory and, like, kind of unnerving a little bit and a little, scary in some parts where it's like, yeah, this is actually, he's going for a little horror vibe. And I wish they would have leaned into that direction a little bit more, but they didn't. And then at the end, you get the dinosaur of the month, which one is... We mixed the blood of this one with this one, and now it's a scary thing. And are you going to beat it? Well, of course you're going to beat it. You're not going to kill your main characters. They don't do that. They don't take those risks. Claire and Owen, they're the same characters from the last one. They didn't grow at all. Like, they're literally just back to, like, the beginning of the movie. Well, we broke up again, but are we going to go on this adventure? And we're going to fall in love through it again. Like, it's like, same exact plot. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts and initial feelings on Jurassic World.
So I have a question from what I've heard about the movie.
Yeah.
What I heard is the weaponized dinosaur. They tell him what to attack using a laser pointer. Like
they use a laser pointer, and then they hit a sonic, a little button that makes a sonic sound and makes them go attack. Yeah,
I don't think it's a sonic sound. I think it's just a sound.
It's just something they make it sound like it's supposed to be like some type of like sonic
wave that only
device.
He can hear or something. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so all of that, I give it like, I don't know. It's okay. It's not great. It's not bad. It's all right. I give it like a 6.5. Michelle, what'd you think? You saw most of the movie just like I did, except for the ending. So
yeah, I think my big issue was it kind of felt like a movie about nothing. Like, I get it, there's dinosaurs.
It really did, yeah.
Yeah, because it was like they started doing one thing, and then halfway through, it felt as if someone said, hey, I have this script that I never finished. Can we just kind of throw it in? And someone was like, yeah, sure, why not? Like
the studio decided to go like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did this too?
Yeah, it just felt really like a hodgepodge of things. And then, okay, like, for example, Chris Pratt, his character just felt kind of not secondary. He just felt kind of boring.
Yeah, no, he's just Chris Pratt, man. He's just Chris Pratt in the movie now. It's just the same character.
Which is, the first time around, that's kind of what made the other movie bearable, was that, it's Chris Pratt and he's a charismatic guy. But this time around, it was just
they kind of neutered his lines.
He was just kind of there, yeah.
they didn't give him much to do.
Yeah, all the characters, pretty much every character was, you could have made that movie you could have interchanged anyone in those roles and no one would have noticed.
Yeah, you didn't need the two scientist tag-along people either.
They were super unnecessary.
They were just there. I was thinking back, I'm like, did they even do anything in the end? I think they were just there.
They just wanted more characters.
Yeah, that's so weird. Well, yes.
More static, one-dimensional characters.
Yes, but if you notice, they were two people of color.
Yes, they were people of color.
And one was a woman, and one was, I don't know what he was, like shy, geek guy or something. Yeah.
Non-athletic dude.
There's the studio getting their cards and going, hey, we need to reach this demographic. Let's put these two people in there.
Right.
So,
God forbid we make those characters
interesting,
three-dimensional.
Yeah, right.
The one girl reminded me of Go-Go from Big Hero 6.
Oh.
Do you remember?
Just look,
she reminded me a bit. Yeah, just the way like her attitude was the entire time.
I could see that.
Yeah. So, you give it do you like it, Michelle, or is it kind of like, eh?
It was fine.
It was fine. I know, that's what I did too. I'm like, it's fine.
It was fine. I don't hate it. I've seen worse. But would I watch it again? Probably not.
No, I definitely, yeah. I even thought about it. I'm like, should I use one of my AMC things just to go see it again, just to see that ending? And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't need to see it.
No, and would I recommend it to a friend? No, definitely not. I mean, unless it's a friend I don't particularly like.
Put that on the DVD cover. No, I mean, I'd recommend it to somebody that's a... You know what? I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. I take it back, because I was gonna say, if you liked the first Jurassic World, this is nothing like it.
No, it's not.
I don't know who to recommend this to. I'm not gonna recommend it either.
Middle schoolers. I feel like it's a great movie for middle schoolers.
Oh, middle schoolers are gonna get that crazy genetic subplot, huh? Of being ethically.
No, they're just gonna enjoy like everything else that's going on. They don't care about story for the most part when it comes to films.
They're just making memes, man. They're just making memes. They don't care about.
And they'll make all the memes they can from this film.
They're making memes and playing Fortnite.
Thanks, Gen Z.
Dan's favorite game.
I'll talk about that part later.
Okay.
As far as Jurassic World goes, I feel like it was. I guess it was also okay. You know, I'm usually a person that's easily entertained, and so this is a movie that did. But like you said, in the middle, it got really dry and pretty boring, and so I was like, this movie failed me. I thought it was gonna be way more. But what really sold me was on the whole like house scene where they're skulking around trying to escape the hybrid dinosaur thing, and that
Indoraptor.
The Indoraptor. Yeah, the entire time I was like on like the edge of my seat, kind of like shaking. Like, this is really intense for once. Like, I'm used to like dinosaurs chasing everywhere, and you kind of expect it, but now like it felt like that horror style. I'm like, this is the dinosaur film I want. And then like 5 minutes over, like, it's over. All right.
Yeah, and I really like I was saying, I really wish they would have leaned into that, because that would have been an interesting movie. But they just kept going all over the place, and like. It seemed like they were afraid of the choices they were making, and they had to hedge their bets, you know?
Did you see like the kind of nod that they made to the first Jurassic, though, with the girl where she's like trying to like get the little board down as she's like trying to hide in the little wall cabinet thing?
Yeah, in the house. Yeah.
I think that was like the only part that I was like, aha!
Yeah, there's a little, hey, remember this? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think I've said enough, but it really was... Like, they took the Lost World and just did that, and then added in, like, an explosion on the island and an auction on the land. But everything else, like, plot-wise, was like, hey, we're getting the T-Rex across the ocean, and it's going to wake up on a boat. Hey, we're bringing it to the mainland, and it's going to get free in the wilderness. So, I don't know. It was a movie that happened that had dinosaurs in it. Unfortunately, it wasn't as good as I thought, but, you know, if you're in... I can't even say if you're into the dinosaurs, because then in Gio's review, if you guys go read it online, he actually... I think he slightly recommended it. I couldn't tell. He gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
That love dinosaurs that enjoyed
it. He was on the fence where he wasn't sure if he liked it or didn't like it. So.
It felt like he basically said, if you're bored and you like explosions, watch it, otherwise don't.
Yeah.
So Michael Bay movie with dinosaurs?
Yeah, like kind of.
Well, yeah. So his pros and cons were, he only had 2 pros, where J.A. Bayona is directing, which I just said too, and then he just listed like a bunch of dinosaurs that he liked in the movie: the T-Rex, Mosasaurus, Carnotaurus, blah blah blah. I can't even pronounce some of these, but he, yeah. Oh, and he put in Littlefoot's mom at the pier. That was pretty funny. And then the cons, yeah, he put too many unnecessary plot lines, which we talked about, and he didn't like that they underused Dr. Ian Malcolm, which, by the way, if you've seen the trailer, that's his entire scene. So
it's something like a minute or something like that, right? Like
no, literally everything in the trailer is his scene. Like
he's in a courtroom,
like 1 or 2 lines.
Yeah, that's it.
Man,
it doesn't even sound like he knows what's going on. He's literally just in a courtroom, like just talking as like, if this happens, if this happens,
they grabbed him off of his other movie. He has the same look, that beard and everything that he was shooting that other movie that just came out, the Hotel Artemis. Like, that's his character in the movie. And it looks like they just grabbed him off the set and said, read these lines. Okay. Paycheck? Yes.
Yeah, insert Jeff Goldblum joke here.
Yeah. So anyways. Yep, that's our full breakdown of Jurassic World. Don't go see it. And maybe catch it on Blu-ray, I guess. I don't know. Stop feeding the beast. They're gonna just keep making these if you keep seeing it.
And I'll keep watching.
That's kind of what happened with Solo. But...
Yeah, well, it didn't make money, so that's good.
No, it lost was it 50 million, 80 million, something like that.
Yeah, it was It was fine. Did you see it, Matt? Did you see Solo?
I did not, and I won't.
Yeah, you really don't need
But
to.
you got them.
We talked about. I think we talked about it in the last podcast. So you don't.
We
really
did.
need to.
Yeah, I heard that portion of it.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So today's sponsor is Audible, and for you, the listeners of us, That Geek Show, Audible is offering a free audio book download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. We've been partnering with Audible for a few months now, and I have to say I personally love their service. Even before they were a sponsor, I was using Audible to listen to tons of books I was never able to read in the past. Some of my personal favorites to revisit in the audio format are Ready Player One, read by none other than Will Wheaton, Jurassic Park, The Martian, and of course, 1984. So let's go around the room, guys. What are some books that you guys enjoy reading that maybe you'd love to hear in audio format? And I'll see if they're actually on the service. Anybody got any recommendations for a book?
Myself, I was a fan of the Cirque du Freak series when I was in high school, and so going back and being able to hear those, I think I would enjoy it.
Cirque du Freak, they do have one. Cirque du Freak, A Living Nightmare, read by Ralph Lister. Yeah, so that too is available. Anybody else have a good recommendation, maybe, for a book?
Well, let's just say perhaps maybe Christopher Hitchens or Sam Harris is two authors of mine, two speakers of mine that were my favorite for a long time.
Yes, they have a lot of Sam Harris, or no, two. They have Sam Harris Discusses the Moral Landscape and Waking Up.
Okay.
So, very good. Michelle, did you have any that you... Well, you read a lot of books, Michelle.
I read too many.
What's a good one that you think would be great hearing in audio format, read to you?
You know what? I think I would probably like to hear Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Ooh.
And that is too available, read by Stephen Fry. So that'll be fun. You guys can check out all of those on audible.com. We hope you take advantage of this awesome trial from Audible and get your free audiobook download, no strings attached. Even if after the 30-day trial you decide to leave, you still get to keep your audiobook 100% free. Can't get any better than that. Once again, go to audibletrial.com/thatgeekshow to get a free audio download and a 30-day free trial with over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. All right, guys, we're back, and we're going to start talking about some of the trending topics of the week. So let's get right into that.
Here's what's making news.
We're going to start off, actually, with Matt giving a mini review, pun intended, a mini review of Ant-Man and the Wasp, because he saw it, and we're going to have a review up later this week by Gio on the website. But Matt, why don't you give us your quick thoughts on the movie and if you'd recommend it?
Well, it was a good movie, so naturally I hate it. No, actually, I saw it this afternoon. Honestly, to me, I think it was better than the first one.
Really?
Peyton Reed did a much better job with containing a lot of the humor, not letting a lot of the jokes kind of go on too long. He kept the characters a bit more focused and contained, and actually the villains in this movie actually are a bit more... There's a couple of different villains in the film. One of them is kind of your typical cash grabbing, like I want to do what I'm doing to get rich.
Walter Goggins.
My means to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like him as an actor. He actually did a great job. And then also there was the other one that has a more personal stake about what she's trying to do that really kind of goes against our heroes.
Okay.
And she's a lot more relatable in that way, and so you kind of you understand why she's doing what she's doing, but she's also the bad guy. So you're kind of like, you don't know if you really want to root against her. You kind of want to, have her succeed in some way.
Oh, well, that's a good villain then. Anytime you can feel yourself wanting to maybe root for the villain, that's good. Oh,
yeah.
I have a small question, I guess, about it. Is being like the second of a Marvel film, how do you think it compares to like the other second films like Iron Man 2, Not Winter Soldier because not going to count that.
Winter Soldier's kind of in a league of its own on that one.
Guardians 2 would be another
Two,
one. Thor: The Dark World. Yeah.
Where would I rank it in terms of kind of like given all those other the second parts of those?
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the better ones. I'd say probably. I'd probably say about on par with Guardians 2, which is kind of like for me in terms of like sequels, like the second part. Winter Soldier is, of course, at the very top.
Yeah.
As they probably Guardians 2 would probably be like the next one, and then kind of like so Guardians 2 and Ant-Man 2 and Ant-Man and the Wasp really are like right there for me.
Wow.
But again, at the same time, with Guardians 2, you have this, even though it's a very personal story, it's still very huge in scope. Whereas Ant-Man is also, it's still very personal, but the scope is also a lot smaller than what we're used to with a lot of the recent Marvel movies. But,
so kind of like Spider-Man.
Yeah, in some ways.
Well, that's nice. Is it a nice reprieve from the Infinity War sadness? Like in the movie as a whole?
The movie as a whole, yeah, but there is a tie-in to the effects of what happens in Infinity War.
All right, don't say anything.
I already know what that is. Don't say it.
Don't say
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's something at the end that kind of leaves me with my jaw dropped, and I was like, oh wow,
man.
Yeah.
Don't say any more, Matt.
Yeah.
I know what it is you're talking about.
That's good.
Our show notes said spoiler free, so
you recommend this movie then?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, good to know. We'll give it a full review next week, and there will be a written review up on the website this week as well. All right, guys, let's go into some news. We're gonna start with that second topic. I'm gonna start with the passing away of a legend in the comic industry. Steve Ditko died this week, and if you don't know who Steve Ditko is, he's the co-creator of Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man. So it's just a sad story. He died at 90 years old. Lived a full life. 90 years old. He penned some of the best comics that ever came out back in the golden era, and he gave us the look of the current Spider-Man. Actually, the MCU Spider-Man with the small squinty spider eyes. That was his kind of signature trademark when he drew Spider-Man. So he also contributed on Doctor Strange, and along with Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. So passing of a legend. Do you guys have any thoughts on that, or I just wanted to shout it out.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that he wasn't in the public eye more as being part of that. I guess iconic hero kind of creation. But everyone remembers Stan Lee for everything, but everyone kind of forgets a lot of the people he worked with. So it's kind of a shame, but rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P. And again, 90 years old though, man. You can't live a full life. Full life.
What's Stan Lee now? Is he like 94, 95?
He's getting up there. He's like 90 something.
We got 3 more centuries in him.
Oh my gosh.
3 more centuries.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jamal's back. I was not monitoring the Skype. I didn't know he'd come back in. That was unnerving.
This happens when you don't monitor things, Eric.
I know. Well, I'm reading the story. I'm sorry. All right.
That's actually me throwing my voice, you guys.
Whoa.
That's talent right there.
I know, right? Secret talent.
We should be getting in work with Jeff Dunham.
All right, so just wanted to acknowledge that. Let's move on. Let's go to the Halo series. It's finally becoming a reality. It's getting a 10-episode order at Showtime. This was announced, if I remember right, back at E3 like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. It was a while. It was like Steven Spielberg came on the on the stage on the Titantron and was like, "We're gonna make a Halo series," and everybody went nuts. And then like 4 years later, everybody's like, where's that Halo series? Is that ever going to be a thing? And lo and behold, here it is. Coming to Showtime.
We've been waiting a lot longer than that. We've been waiting for years for a good Halo movie.
Well, we thought originally it was going to be the movie, yeah.
Yeah. What was it?
There is a movie that is on Netflix, and it's
with Luke Cage.
It's actually not bad.
Luke Cage is in it.
Yeah.
Mike Coulter.
But they kind of pulled like the same thing as the Warcraft movie.
Oh, I hope not. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna be on.
Well, like with the like they announced it and then they just like they weren't sure about it for a while, and so like they kept reworking. So,
well, I mean, the Halo movie's been in the works since I think like 2005.
And ever since the video game, yeah.
Alex Garland wrote the script, and they paid him like $1 million for the script alone, which is insanity.
Yeah.
And he came up with like an $800 million budget or something like that, and it was like thanks but no thanks.
Yeah, it just got put on the shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I don't know. It depends on what they're gonna do. I don't think they've announced what era they're gonna do. I'd love to see. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna have Master Chief, which is kind of sad. But
I mean, everyone wants to see Master Chief, but to bring in the general audience, I mean, how are they going to relate to him as a main character?
Yeah,
you know?
I feel like their best bet would probably be do something along like the lines of ODST, if you guys remember that one, where it's like they're not Master Chiefs, but they look like Master Chiefs.
I don't know, because none of those were super soldiers, right? They were, if I remember that video game.
No, they were.
No,
they weren't.
No, they were ODST. They were drop troopers.
Yeah, they're hell jumpers. Yeah. That's it. They're regular soldiers that just basically they drop into combat zones and they wreak havoc until the Spartans can show up.
Yeah. So I'd like to see maybe Reach, although they did do a whole game on it. So
I mean, yeah. Well, didn't they also do did they do an animated movie for Reach? I can't remember.
I think they did a tie-in.
Yes,
but I don't remember what it was like.
It's on Netflix, I think, as well.
That one too. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see I don't know. If they're not going to use Master Chief, maybe do something along the lines of like a prequel, like Reach was, or something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pumped. I'm happy this is actually happening. So.
Yeah. Should be good. I mean, plus 2. It's at Showtime, right?
It's Showtime, and let's see. Let me just read the little blurb here. It says showrunner Cal Killian will executive produce alongside Rupert Wyatt from Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So yeah.
And what's Cal Killian done?
Good question. Let's get.
That's how we get a decent idea. I guess, but then again, Ryan Johnson worked on Breaking Bad.
Yeah, he hasn't done much.
Okay, so we'll see. Be tentatively hopeful.
We're tossing it in the air right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, his IMDb is not very. Yeah, Mind Games, The Beaver, Awake. I haven't heard of any of these things.
So we got some research to do then.
Yeah,
but they're not filming they're not starting production until beginning of 2019, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's not going to be in production for a while. I think it'll come out in 2020, if I remember reading right. So, it's worth the wait, though. We'll give them that. I'm excited. Jamal, are you excited for a Halo series?
Kinda, sorta.
Kinda, sorta. Okay.
Yeah.
Strong, mild temperament. I like that.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of Halo like that. Like, I played it, but it's kind of just whatever to me, you know?
You didn't do those all-night LAN parties like me and Erik did when you were younger?
So fun.
I mean, Mech Assault, yeah. Counter-Strike, yeah. Halo, no.
Wow. I think you missed it. Yeah.
I mean, I did Counter-Strike too back in the day, but Halo, it was,
Oh, Halo was the thing, man.
Halo was because we all had Xboxes at the time, so it was,
Yeah. But even after that, like Halo 2 is one of the best games of all time. Like that game was awesome. Like, and then Halo 3 was all right. Halo 4 I didn't like. Halo 5 I didn't even play. So
I think Halo 3 was more for like the multiplayer. They focused more on that. In Halo.
That's when they started making that move more over. Yeah.
And like Halo's multiplayer is just garbage to me. I don't know.
Wow.
How dare you?
Yeah, how dare you? You realize the multiplayer we have now is because of Halo, right? And the things that they did.
Yeah, but it's better now. But like when Halo first did it, it was like kind of whack. Like, you know, it was.
I don't know. I can't agree. Sorry. Yeah, it's just you. Sorry, dude.
To each his own.
Stories. Yeah, I have so many stories from Halo multiplayer because of like how more free it was compared to like most multiplayers nowadays. I feel like because they had some weird quirks to it. That's what made it like more of its own compared to nowadays.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked all the. Well, it did get frustrating sometimes when it would glitch out or people would cheat, but I mean, no.
Or when you had friends you played with who did nothing but play that game and they rack up like 120 kill counts in the game.
Yeah, well, you always
Yeah.
have your serious video
yeah.
players. I mean, that's just kill-tacular. I still love that. You guys still have nostalgia for that? That's awesome.
Was that the same guy that did the voice for Unreal Tournament?
I don't know.
those
Maybe.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Kill. What were all of them at? It was like kill streak. You're on a kill streak. I don't remember what all. It was amazing though.
Catastrophe.
Kill-tacular. Yeah, that was a good
It
one.
wasn't that, but yeah, Kill-tacular.
Kill-tacular was my favorite. Yeah. Yeah, you would
got,
like you would
5 and 1 something.
Yeah, it would be one of those moments. This was before like Twitch, where you would just like want to record that and be like, "Yeah, man, I got a like 100 kill streak. I'm the best." It was awesome. It was fun. All right, enough Halo nostalgia. It's happening. We're gonna have to wait till 2020 to see it, but
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's happening.
Cautiously stoked.
Michelle, did you want to say anything on the issue, or you probably didn't?
No.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
good.
Played so much Halo in her day.
You can tell she's very
Michelle's a
enthusiastic
closet
about the
Halo
upcoming
player. She just didn't want to
She is,
reveal it.
Yeah.
She's MLG on it.
Yes.
You know what, Eric? You don't know everything about me.
I know. That's why I
but-
said you're a closet Halo player.
Oh man, here we go.
Next topic.
I know.
They're fighting,
All right.
guys. Oh.
All right, let's move on to our last topic of the week, and then we'll do our picks of the week. All right, so this one's kind of weird, but I just thought I'd throw it in there because there's been a lot of chatter about all of this kind of stuff recently. I don't know why, too. This is kind of one of those things that's popped up like randomly 6 months after the movie's like been out and gone out of theaters, and like I don't know.
Well, I
it's
mean,
strange.
in 6 months, no one stopped talking about it.
It's so weird.
It's been a constant conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Okay,
No,
so
it's been a constant conversation, Michelle. I've
yeah,
kinda
it's
get my ear around
Twitter.
this.
Twitter, Star Wars Twitter
let
has
it
just
die.
been crazy. It's been nuts. So
Yeah.
so I'll just go ahead and read a little bit of the story here from sci-fi.com on it because I think they had a good write-up. So basically, Christopher McQuarrie is swearing off Star Wars. So what happened is a director has never been named as a candidate to direct Star Wars movie, formally taking himself out of the running. Yes, it might seem strange, but in a sign of the times, that's exactly what Chris McQuarrie did last night. This was a couple days ago, so I'm just reading from the article. Did last night after his Twitter feed intersected with the never-ending fire hose of bile aimed at the current incarnation of the series. The sequence of events was swift and silly. McQuarrie tweeted a tribute to Rod Serling, citing his ability to fold in social and contemporary messages to genre stories. This came up as part of a conversation with Ryan Johnson, during which Johnson cited McQuarrie as a writer to listen to give his undoubted abilities. To listen
As a writer to listen to, given his undoubted ability.
thank you. Anyway, someone replied citing Serling as an example of what happens when you don't let SJW nonsense impact on fiction. That was completely inaccurate, but that's beside the point. What matters here is that McQuarrie's decision last night actually is worthy of discussion because it may ultimately mean something. All right, so let's get into this discussion a little bit.
Well, I do have one question that if Alistair Stewart, the writer of this article, was actually in this discussion, I just have a question about that one sentence.
Yeah.
Is it inaccurate that Sterling is an example of what happens when you don't let SJW nonsense impact fiction?
I'm not
or
sure.
does he let? Yeah.
I'm just reading the article.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like, if you're listening, Alistair, I want an answer.
Okay. So let's talk about this. This is just the latest in a series of things that have come and gone over the past few months on toxic fans, and I don't know. I want to just kind of lead off and say before I want to hedge this with saying I didn't like The Last Jedi, but then again I'm not one of these crazy fans that's being that's doing nonsense. You know what I mean? So I think there's a world.
Well, no. What do you mean by that?
Attacking
that's someone who's attacking the cast.
Yeah, attacking the cast, calling them racial slurs, telling the director he should go kill himself. Just hateful, vile things.
Okay.
things like that. The group that said they're getting a writing team together to rewrite The Last Jedi and strike it from the record, and just
that's ridiculous.
silly things. Yeah, that's just what I'm saying. Like silly things. A change.org petition to have Disney remove the Last Jedi from the canon. Like, you know what I mean? It's just
that won't happen.
Crazy things like this. Like, it's just like toxic and vile.
At best, what we're going to get out of that is a complete fan re-edit, like we've had with the prequels.
Yeah, but I mean, all of this stuff, like I said, it's just when they, you go attacking the girl that played Rose Tico because of the character she played. It's.
I mean, do we know that happened?
Yes, we know that happened. There's been screenshots online. Yes.
Okay. Has she said that? That's why she left Twitter.
Yep, she left Instagram.
Instagram, not Twitter.
Or Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, there are people that
why she left?
Yeah.
Did she say that's why she left?
Yes,
Because last I checked, she hasn't said anything. Other people have been speaking for her, but she hasn't said anything.
It's not hard to connect the dots.
But I mean, people are assuming. Same thing happened with Daisy Ridley, and then when she later came out, she's just like, I just don't want to grow up in the public eye.
Sure.
And that's what she said.
Because that's what your publicist has to tell you to say, Matt.
I don't care. It's what she said. She can say, yeah, I didn't like it, and I left. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, just as a whole, this whole thing is kind of crazy, and I
agree.
I think there needs to be a separation between those trying to have a discussion, like a healthy discussion about it, and those who are just trolls. And
but it's hard to do that when the other side, who actually supports the film, labels any. Hold on, let me finish, please, dude.
Yeah, okay.
Let me finish.
All right.
It's hard to do that when the other side basically labels anyone who detracts from the film, who doesn't like it. Hey, you know what? You're just a butthurt fanboy. You're a bigot because you don't like strong female leads, whatever. That's the problem. That was my whole point when I was trying to basically say I was going to go on a rant. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. And that's why I think Lucasfilm right now is failing with their Star Wars franchise, because of the way they're attacking the people that don't like the work that they do.
Yeah,
they're lumping all the people. They're lumping all the people who don't like what they're doing with a small minority who are actually toxic. That's why they're failing.
I agree to a point. There are both sides. Yes, there are both sides that have toxic fans. I think yes, there's those that say exactly what you said, and I've seen it on there. Like, you can't have a discussion without also being shouted down by the extreme right, or left, or however you want to categorize,
The extreme of both sides, pretty much.
Yeah, the extreme of both sides, and unfortunately, those are the two sides that get all the attention.
Because they're the loudest.
Yeah, because they're the loudest people on the internet. Right, exactly. And I don't know. I've just gotten tired of it. Like, over the last few months, and I just hate I hate seeing just headlines every week now. I'm just like, can we turn this off? Like, can we have nobody talk about this at least for another year? The next one's not even coming out for a year and a half after this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of one of those weird things that just keeps growing and growing and getting fed and getting fed. And the reason
why is because the filmmakers and the producers keep stoking the fire with what they want to say.
Yeah, and I think it's Ryan Johnson, and I will go.
And Kathleen Kennedy. It's the both of them.
Oh, I haven't seen her on Twitter, but I know that Ryan Johnson. I follow him on Twitter, and I check in on him every once in a while, and he is notorious for feeding the trolls. Like, he knows what he's doing, and it's kind of weird. Like, he'll just throw bait out there, and just you know what I mean? It's kind of strange. I don't know. I feel like he's kind of being a kid.
He likes the conflict. Yeah, he likes the conflict. It seems like.
Yeah, it's
the kind of interesting thing.
What's that?
The interesting thing is when he made The Last Jedi, he kind of said he liked the idea of making a movie that half people will hate and half people will love, and then when people come out and say, "I hate your movie," he's like, "Cool, you're a bigot. I'm blocking you."
Yeah, it's
like it doesn't make sense to me.
He'll retweet some really, really questionable things, and then it's very strange. If you guys don't follow Ryan Johnson, go follow him and kind of check out what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know. I don't advocate for him, and I don't hate him either, but it's very interesting to see the way he's taking this whole thing and kind of just, I don't know. It's stoking the fire, I want to say, feeding the trolls. Like, he's putting out bait, out there every day, and he knows, and he knows it. It's it's strange to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
So this was kind of why I brought up this article, is because, I kind of agree with like Christopher McQuarrie at this point. Like, just get out before you're even asked to get in. Like, don't be a part of this at this point. If you're a potential like writer director, like it's not worth it.
Well, I mean, he already did writing work on Rogue One.
Rogue One, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I think this whole thing came up because he was asked like at some point if he would be up for directing a Star Wars, and then like he said like, yeah, I love Star Wars. I'd love to direct it. That was I think a couple of years ago or something like that when Rogue One came out. And then this happened. He's just like, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, but you have to also look at the landscape that the producers and everyone kind of helped create with all this thing. You know, there was not any near like this kind of backlash for the prequels. I mean, there was a lot, but the prequels
we didn't have Twitter back then. That's the thing too.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Which I guess, I mean, you kind of look at how it would be back then. But,
oh man, can you imagine Twitter back in the prequel days?
Yeah.
You ruined my childhood.
I mean, God, we had that with Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh yeah,
and that was a bad movie for its own other reasons.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. Part of what I kind of feel is like you can't. If you have a property that you grew up with and people kind of do something different with it, and even if it's bad, you can't say this is bad because people are just going to dismiss what you're saying. It's like, you just want the original trilogy back, or you just want what you had as a kid back, and things have to change.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
It's
make it good.
It's like an echo.
That's all I'm asking, and that's what I think a lot of us are asking. Just give us a good product, and don't spit in our face when we say, hey, we don't like what you did.
Right. Yeah, and that's what kind of makes me sad of the whole thing of the discussion, like you were saying, is like you can't have a reasonable opinion because you'll be shouted down either one way or the other. I would hope that there are those channels out there and things like that where you can find healthy discussions about this kind of stuff without somebody just downvoting you or like saying delete your account because you disagree with their opinion. Like, that's toxic. That's not having an opinion. No. That's not having a conversation. That's just like, I'm right, you're wrong, and it's on both sides of the table.
But again, too, that's also kind of a reflection of our current political landscape right now, just overall in the country.
Yeah, it could be. Everybody's just heated.
Yeah,
everybody's just heated. All right, let's move around the table and here's some other opinions. Dan, I know you're trying to chime in there, so.
So that's the end of my rant, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's good. No, it's good. I like talking about it. Dan, what were you trying to say?
I kind of agree when you like with the whole. I watched Star Wars Last Jedi when I came out. I was like, I was hit with a wave of like, oh, that was awesome, that was great. And then like as we would drive home, it was like, that didn't feel so great. And I would go through and like overall, I enjoyed Star Wars Last Jedi. I did not think it was a good film, but I feel like everybody that was involved in the film did an amazing job and did the best of their abilities. And so for people to particularly attack everyone that was a part of the film, like Kelly Marie Tran and being like the main focus, I feel like that's unfair because everyone that took part in the movie did to the best of their abilities. And even Mark, even Mark Hamill said like, that's not my Luke Skywalker, but I still did it.
Yeah, and
he still did a great job.
Yeah,
and he still did a great job. I feel like it was a movie that the story itself is what like really screwed it by just cutting out all the mystery and just slapping everything down and like what about all the twists and all the major things that we're expecting to happen in episode the third one?
Right. Yeah.
Now we don't like really know what we're gonna get in the third one or what to kind of expect. So now it's like, is the third one just gonna be super random, last minute, throw a script together as well? Or
I mean, JJ just finished the script as far as I understand.
Yeah, he just cast Kerry Russell.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's kind of.
But I mean, with regard to tying up, we're kind of continuing threads from The Force Awakens. There was a treatment that JJ wrote that kind of like, here's what I kind of have an idea for about how I want the story to go, and kind of do with what you want. And Ryan Johnson threw it in the draft. I'm just starting over. So it's kind of, a lot of what he did was specifically to subvert all the expectations that JJ had set up for the story. And he said, this is what you're expecting. I'm not going to do that. And this is going to go nowhere. And so I think that's a lot of what pissed people off. And that's that. While it is a valid point of argument that people are like, well, you're just upset that this didn't do what you wanted it to do. And it's valid in that sense, but at the same time, it's like, all right, so it's not just storylines we created in our head, but it's storylines that were set up from the previous film and an overarching thing for a 3-part trilogy.
Yes.
And you're like, well, why is this? Why did you choose to do it this way? Because now you've taken all this stuff from the previous movie and done nothing with it intentionally.
Yeah. I 100% feel that Rian Johnson is like the villain behind the curtains on this one. That he's
He's
yeah, I believe that
and
he's the one that caused it, because there was an interview where he was asked, people were expecting to see more of the Knights of Ren. Why didn't you do it? And he said straight up, I would have killed them.
I put that in the chat. I remember when that came out. Yeah, because he said he would have killed them because he didn't know what to do with them. Like it's like okay.
So it's just one of those like he wants to because he wants to play like on both sides, people that don't like it, people that do like it. So it feels like this was designed to do that, to like, hey, all you people, all you fans, you have all these expectations, all these storylines, fuck you. And
I think that's what we kind of came up with originally.
With Johnson, he had a very specific thing that he wanted to do. It was a very specific story arc he wanted to tell, and Knights of Ren had no part to play in any of that. So I mean, I'm glad he didn't use them, because hopefully JJ can bring them back.
Let me get some more opinions from around the room, then we'll
okay.
Come
Sorry,
back to it. No, it's okay. It's fine. Michelle, you've been kind of quiet. What did you think of this whole thing, this saga that's been happening?
Honestly, I kind of have started blocking out a lot of the Star Wars stuff that comes up, just because it's.
So you're going Christopher McQuarrie. You're just getting
I'm just kind of over it. I'm tired of both sides, if I'm being quite honest. I didn't like the movie either. My issue was that the plot was kind of illogical in some sense.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that it was kind of, and everyone's, a lot of people are saying, well, I liked that it was not what I expected. I was like, it's like they wanted to do something different, but then didn't have the balls to actually do something that different. If you're really going to be like, okay, fuck it, I'm going to do something so crazy, so different, then fucking do it. Yeah. Don't half-ass it. And that's what I felt happened. So that's what I think made it kind of a mediocre movie for me.
Yeah. What do you think about all the... Oh, you've just been avoiding it, all the crazy online stuff?
As much as I can. I mean, you can't really completely avoid it. But I do, honestly, both sides have kind of ruined Star Wars for me.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
If I'm being honest, I'm not even excited for any other Star Wars movies. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with it. I'm tired of people that... I guess it's not even just about the movie. I guess people in general in today's society are just too... Maybe we're not being taught to listen anymore. I don't know. I feel like everyone just wants to stand and shout and not really listen, and it's just kind of it's frustrating, because you get that on everywhere else. You can't talk politics because someone's going to shout you down. You can't, give an opinion on movies, music, television, whatever.
Yeah, you can't let your fandom come out.
You really can't.
Yeah.
Nope.
Huh.
And it's kind of ruining the experience of a lot of these things, I think.
What about Jamal, man? What do you think, bro?
Yeah. What do you got, Jamal?
I mean, I feel like I'm not liking it for the same reason why I'm kind of not watching WWE anymore. Is because,
really?
Yeah,
I haven't watched it in a month, dude. I'm with you on that.
and it's a gripe I've had with WWE for the last 3 years. It's so Brock Lesnar's the world champion, right? And he hasn't shown up to a WWE show since WrestleMania, which was 4 or 5 months ago, and showed up at UFC last night.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And it announced that he doesn't want to work WWE's next big show, SummerSlam.
Yeah, and he just signed a 2-year contract. How's that work?
Yeah. So it's just you don't care about the people who care about the product in a way. Fuck my fans. I'm going to do what I want, And I feel like Rian Johnson's doing the same thing. It was well, you guys are going to watch it anyway. Who cares what I put on the screen?
I mean, well, Johnson even pretty much said that when on stage with Mark Hamill, when they were doing a whole panel. Mark Hamill said, look, dude, I understand what you're trying to do. We have to think about the fans. And Johnson said, I don't care about the fans. I have my story I want to do. And then the people in the audience are like, yeah, go Rian Johnson.
Huh. Yeah, see.
And Mark Hamill just kind of put his There's a video on it.
Oh.
Mark Hamill kind of put his head in his hands. He's like, "What are you doing?" Like, no, you know.
Wow,
And
I never heard
sometimes
that.
you just can't do that, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so sometimes it's not about what story you want to put out. Like, you kind of took on a whole universe that had a linear story, and now you're just kind of fucking it up.
Well, and I understand the entire. I mean, if you don't mind me kind of interjecting, I kind of understand this whole idea of wanting to have subversion and to do something different and kind of break the mold within the franchise. Maybe you should have done that in your own anthology movie, not completely screw up the entire story arc of a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Because then at that point you screwed up the work of the person before you, screwed up the work of the person after you, to where they left. They're like, fuck it, I'm out. You know, and so now JJ's got to come back and save it, or try to. You know, so I mean, I don't know.
And I think that's where we have to lie right now. Is we have to let episode 8 has happened. We can't stop it. It's already happened. It's gone through it's the blender and everything. All we can look forward to is hoping and knowing that J.J. Abrams is going to do what he can to save it. I have faith that he's going to, and that's why I'm not giving up as much as I want to, knowing that J.J. Abrams is back in the chair.
Yeah, that's really
the next one.
Yeah, that's really the only thing giving me any kind of like excitement about the next one. But at the same time, I'm kind of with Michelle. I don't want to hear anything for like the next year and a half, maybe. Like,
so I'll be quiet then. After
it's
this
fine.
podcast, I'll be quiet.
I mean, we could.
The kind of interesting thing is, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we can start talking Star Wars again when we get a trailer for Episode 9, which won't be till probably, I don't know, December, January next.
Oh wow, yeah.
But I mean, the interesting thing is, from what I've heard, I don't know how true it is. I've heard that basically Kathleen Kennedy wanted Rian Johnson to move in to finish Episode 9, and Bob Iger wanted J.
Oh, well, wait, you
power struggle
cut
because
out.
Kathleen Kennedy doesn't like J.J. Abrams.
Wait, Matt, say that again because you cut out. Sorry.
Okay. So apparently, from what I'd heard, there was a power struggle pretty much between Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy, and Bob Iger is Kathleen Kennedy's boss, I'm assuming.
Bob Iger is the CEO of Disney, yes.
Okay, so basically, Bob Iger wanted J.J. Abrams to finish the trilogy, and Kathleen Kennedy wanted Rian Johnson, and Kathleen Kennedy doesn't like J.J. Abrams.
What was the timeline on this? When did this happen? This
was after Colin Trevorrow left.
Oh wow! So it was like early in the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. So, that's what I'd heard. Like I said, I don't know exactly how accurate this is, but from what I understand, that there's a lot of kind of like politicking between these two directors and those, Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger.
I could see all of that. Yeah, background politics in movies is a real thing. We've seen it a lot lately.
So, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the year Kathleen Kennedy is done at Lucasfilm. I wouldn't be surprised if Rian Johnson has his trilogy pulled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they just had their first flop, so it's yeah.
Well, and Solo was a flop simply, to me personally. I think Solo was a flop because of the way they treated the fans.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that on last week's episode, how it was, or the last episode, on how we think it was kind of like a protest.
It was a reaction.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the biggest, clear demonstrations of people basically stating their opinion with a dollar. The movie may be good. I don't know. I don't care.
I wish people would do that for Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom.
They should, but
I wish people would do that for the Transformers movies.
I mean,
I'm sorry, I wouldn't partake in those. I will go see them every day.
There's no culture of fandom for those franchises like there is for Star Wars. There just isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to draw a good parallel. Even Lord of the Rings doesn't have that. So, I think you really have to basically completely piss off and disrespect the fan base to have this kind of reaction, and those other franchises don't have that kind of fan base.
Yeah,
it just doesn't.
It might be time to go back to square one and rethink. Like I was saying last time, just reevaluate what you're doing at your company.
I mean, Lord of the Rings doesn't have a recognized religion in England, but the Jedi do.
True.
I'm dead serious.
That's fair.
So I mean,
all right, let's
my butt to England.
Yeah.
With that, I also think with
what I remember,
Alright,
I mean, this was on like the Daily Show years ago, I think. But
Yeah.
yeah, Jedi. You can actually be like a registered religion as a Jedi in England.
But which religion of Jedi is it? Is it the Last Jedi, or is it before that? Do I get to like Space Ghost, or is that
Is it
not
Old
part of it?
Republic?
Yeah, Old Republic. Or
All the space ghosting.
all right, sweet.
All the space. Yeah.
All right. Did you have one last thing, Jamal, before we move on?
I mean, I was just gonna say, you know, since you know the Star Wars like fandom's kind of in shambles, like there's got to be at least one like franchise out there that's kind of just like chomping at the bit to be like, all right, like let's take these Star Wars fans, you know, like
Harry Potter.
Well, if
Harry Potter,
if
you know,
Paramount
Star
had
Trek, where you at?
Yeah, I was gonna say if Paramount had any wherewithals, they would get their Star Trek franchise back online. But
'Cause the Star Trek movie wasn't bad.
the last
Like,
one was
no,
actually the
makes
best
sense.
of the three. The last one, in my
Pretty good.
opinion, was the best of the three. But
Then now we're looking at Quentin Tarantino doing Star Trek.
oh man, that's so weird. I don't know about that, but that's so
I
weird.
know.
I kind of want it in a weird way.
I'm down.
Tarantino came
I'm
back
down.
around the park, dude. Like I could.
Not
just,
down.
I just want to
Oh
hear.
man.
I just want to hear a 5-minute monologue by James T. Kirk
Yeah.
and with a motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
This would be
so
the first time
strange.
we'd hear the N word in a Star Trek movie.
Yeah,
It'd be great.
right.
My God.
I mean, he does
Sam
like
Jackson
to use it a
just
lot.
finds his way in the
You know
Star
what?
Trek
No,
universe.
there
Just-
better be Sam Jackson in this Star Trek movie. I swear to God, he better be there.
Oh, then he
better
would
be
have.
there.
Then he'll walk between the two worlds. It'd be a Star Wars and a Star Trek guy. Ooh.
I mean, it's Sam Jackson, man. Like if anyone can do
He's
it,
a
it's him.
Klingon.
And a Marvel. Yeah. Wow. All right. Let's move on. All right, we're done. We're done with Star Wars. Everybody, don't ask us for any more Star Wars content until there's a episode 9
Nope.
trailer.
That means you, Gio.
Yeah. No more. We're done. All right, so let's move on to our picks of the week, then we'll get out of here. So this is the segment where we pick a movie, TV show, book, comic, app, video game, anything really that you can do or read or see or look at or hear, anything. Kind of just to recommend to you, the audience, if maybe you haven't seen it or you have seen it and you would just want to kind of get back into it. This is that time. So let's go around the room. Does anybody want to start?
I kind of want to be the last because I know that mine.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get so much hate from you guys.
Okay. Is it anime?
Just go around the room.
All right, we'll go around the room. Matt, did you have something?
Sure. Actually, I'm going to shout out a YouTuber. Actually,
Woo woo.
this guy's
YouTube?
actually, huh?
I said woo woo. YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. So this guy is actually operating out of Mexico, I believe. But he's actually doing a complete re-edit of The Last Jedi. So I know.
All right.
Laugh. But here's the thing, though. So one of the things that he does, like periodically, he'll put up videos of kind of like different scenes that he kind of reworks. Luke throwing away his lightsaber. Hux dealing with Poe Dameron at the beginning of the movie. The flying, Leia Poppins, that sort of. So he kind of reworks those and he shows like the different things, like the original, like the way it was, and then he shows kind of like how he changed it from everything from color correction to reworking the score that's actually existing within the film.
Yeah.
It just kind of shows kind of like the difference about how just proper editing can make a big difference in a film.
Is it one video or is it kind of a series of videos?
Well, it's his channel. So
Okay.
I mean, he's a working editor pretty much, but he also he's decided to kind of take on this thing about re-editing the movie.
Okay.
I don't know precisely how he's going to kind of get it out there, and I don't know if he's going to have any kind of legal backlash from Disney or Lucasfilm.
So does he have actual videos up now, or is he just kind of talking about his process in the videos?
No. He's got actual videos up now.
All right. Well, if they're
You
up,
can see
they haven't been taken down then, so that's good.
Exactly. So you can see the finished product of certain scenes or bits of scenes that he's actually done, and you kind of get the idea of kind of like where I guess where kind of like a lot of the discontent from fandom or the discontent of just filmmaking in general, people who understand kind of what good filmmaking is, kind of comes from. So look up Ivan Ortega. He's a good YouTuber. I follow him. I recommend you do too. So
great. Yeah, we'll put him in. We'll put his channel in the show notes. Awesome. Michelle, did you have a pick?
Honestly, I'm mostly just catching up on some of the stuff I fell behind on. Because there was a lot that I just didn't keep up with.
Anything you can recommend out of those catch-ups?
Well, I'm catching up on Legends of Tomorrow, which is one of those shows where I always fall behind on it, and I always regret it because they're not afraid to do certain things that some of their other shows kind of are.
I just finished catching up on that myself. I was only on season 1 initially, and I finally finished it. So I agree 100%.
Yeah, it's actually a very good show, and I don't think it gets enough credit for what it's willing to do and where it's willing to go.
Yeah,
and the characters are really good too. I will say that. I there's nothing I like more than a well-rounded character, and theirs are very multi-dimensional.
Yeah, they always have some quirky episodes that come along. Like I think last season was the one where they go back and George Lucas was making Star Wars, or he wasn't making Star Wars. They were just like trying to save George Lucas so he could make Star Wars or something. And I was like, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they met Tolkien. It's crazy. They do a lot of
really.
This year.
I've heard of the show. I've never seen anything. I heard anything in detail about it, and I never kind of paid attention because I didn't think it would be any good based off past comic shows I've seen on TV.
Yeah,
but now I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, it's probably my second favorite to Flash. I mean, it's pretty good.
Okay.
For sure. Good recommendation. Yeah, definitely check out Legends. It's on Netflix right now, all 3 seasons.
Yeah, all 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Is it coming up for a 4th, or are we kind of?
Yes.
Yeah. All of them are having new seasons coming out this fall, I believe, starting in
October.
Okay.
October. Awesome.
Days have changed though, so you're gonna want to look that up.
Yes. I think in Comic-Con is when they're going to release the trailers for all of them too. So
I believe so, and then they're gonna do some. I think most of the cast is gonna be there for all the shows.
that'll be fun. We're going to try to go to that.
Yes, we are.
All right, Jamal, you got anything you want to recommend?
Yeah. So since there was technical difficulties with my laptop all week and I couldn't get the review up, watch Glow.
Damn it, that was my
season
pick.
2. I'm glad we're thinking about the same thing, Eric. Glow season 2, man. Dude, like, this is a really good season, man. Like, not gonna lie, went into it just like, it's probably gonna be like whatever, not gonna lie. But it was a really good season. Like, I can't wait for next season. Like, you really fall in love with some characters and then you really start to hate other characters. Debbie in particular. But yeah, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That's...
Yeah. Yes, I know.
Yeah, she
really went down the villain role this season.
She's a piece of work, dude. Yeah. She literally went down the fucking rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, she's the heel this season for sure.
Oh, dude, major heel.
So I'm noticing a pattern with Netflix because they did the same to Trish on Jessica Jones.
Oh yeah, they kind of did.
They made her just super unlikable. At the end, I was like, can she just die?
Does Netflix have a thing against blondes then?
Right? They are both the same. Yeah, they both are the same type. That's very weird. Yeah.
You know, that's a good question, man. I don't know.
We'll send some investigative journalists out for that one.
Just make sure they're not blonde.
Oh.
Yeah, no confirmation bias there.
All right. Who's next? Or Dan, you wanted to go last, you said?
Yeah, I
go last.
Prefer that.
Dan, just tell us you started playing Fortnite and you love it already.
I love it.
So,
yo, season 5 coming up.
Erik, do you have another one, or should I?
Yeah,
just
no,
go?
I have another one.
Do yours.
Yeah, so I actually a couple weeks ago, just because it showed up on YouTube Premium, I guess it is. It used to be YouTube Red, now they call it YouTube Premium, but it just kind of popped up because, by the way, I want to recommend, I never recommended it, but I'm sure everybody knows about it by now, but the sequel to The Karate Kid is on YouTube, and it's
Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai is awesome. But I'm not going to talk about that one. But
I've heard that, and I still haven't watched it.
Go sign up for your free 1-week trial of YouTube Premium and watch it, and then cancel it. It's that good. Like just go do that. It is
so good.
Fantastic.
You want to cancel your subscription?
Well, just watch that series and then cancel it.
Oh, okay. All
yeah.
right.
Actually, well, no. Watch this series too. That I'm about to tell you about because it's on YouTube Premium. So, actually, Jamal, you'll probably know about it. It's called Dallas and Robo, and it stars John Cena and Kat Dennings. Yeah. So I started watching this just because it was like it popped up and it was like I think a 20-minute episode. So I'm like, all right, let's see. It's animated, and And yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of like weirdly fantastic. Not quite, it doesn't go quite full Rick and Morty with the absurdism, but it's kind of got the dark humor, and it's, I don't know, it's funny. I really like it. John Cena plays this big robot. Kat Dennings is like a space trucker, and yeah, they kind of just go on adventures, and I don't know, it's kind of refreshing. It's rated R for sure. So if you're not into like cuss words, I guess don't watch it. But I really
You're a Mormon.
I think I swore like 5 times during this podcast.
Yeah, I know. I think we're gonna have to mark this podcast as censored on this one.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Damn it, Dan.
Don't you dare bleep.
I think all of us kind of bleeped, so we're good.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Censor my right to free speech.
YouTube Premium, just do the 1 week trial. I wish we had a code to do for it. Damn it, YouTube, give us a code so I can get paid for this. But no, the 2 I would recommend for sure. Yeah, Cobra Kai, and then this one, Dallas and Robo on YouTube Premium. They're worth at least that 1 week trial, because 2 fantastic shows. All right, Dan, it's all on you, man. The spotlight's on you. What do you got?
God damn it, man. Okay, so the only reason I did this was for like future content for multiplayer. And
cross promotion.
Possibly an article, yeah. And you know, I was trying to figure out like what's something big in the gaming world that I can like get into, and there wasn't really. It was like 2 major things for me, and one was Warframe's newest update, but that was like an update that happened like a few weeks ago on PC. So I'm like, no, not that. And so the second one was one that I like was a groaner to just have to bear through. Is I ended up playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And so I'm saying this now. I personally do not like the game. It's not fun. It's not like that fun for me.
Ooh.
until this came out. So I'll give Fortnite its credit. They're really good at their content that they push out. They're really good at making their map just so much different. They're just they can make the map different. Yeah. They have this new thing that's coming out. It's all time travel based. So like the superhero thing was cool.
Man. Yeah.
Now time travel's pretty cool. The thing I really like. The only reason why I might occasionally play Fortnite now though is the playground mode. That is where I'm gonna like full on say I enjoyed Fortnite in its playground mode because Connor and I spent like 3 hours
building?
or something like that. Yeah.
So that's fun.
Go to a playground mode on the map. You can go anywhere on the map you want, play with any of the weapons. You can kill your best friend out of like betrayal while you're trying to build some shit, or you just spend several hours. Like
that's another Halo thing, by the way. Betrayal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I try to play actual matches to like, you know, I'll try to give it a shot again, and then no. But the playground mode itself, you know, if you're a fan of like Minecraft and stuff like that, but you also like a little bit of Fortnite, or you want to get better at Fortnite, the playground mode is by far the best thing that's come to Fortnite, and what might make me like want to play it more. Because
I think you can sell it to Michelle that way. Say the Minecraft part again.
it's yeah, like you want. So Connor and I try to spend 2 hours trying to build a Zoid.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I'll stick to Minecraft.
But yeah, I will give Fortnite its due. Like, it is a good game. The community is what usually drives me away from games like this, like League of Legends. But the playground mode is really like turning the dial for like I might occasionally play it.
I'm glad you're starting to see the light, Dan.
I won't say it's light. I would say it's more like I'm like swimming through a swamp and I'm like able to stand up properly now, but I'm still drudging through it.
Wow. Jeez.
Damn.
What a glowing review of Fortnite.
Other people like it, and I'll give it to them. You know, Fortnite is a great game. It's just not my jam.
You know, we might actually, I have something in the works. We might actually have a limited time available t-shirt coming out that might be Fortnite themed, so stay tuned for that. I'll just tease that.
This is going to be where I don't need the words Fortnite.
No, it's kind of clever. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Is it going to have Dan's favorite game on the back?
It might have Dan's face on it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
My little avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. Wow, I never in a million years would have thought you'd recommend Fortnite on a Picks of the Week. That's pretty cool.
Me neither. I'm glad it happened. And I'm glad it happened on the second episode, too. This is great. It's progress, people. It's progress.
Right. So maybe we're going to hear about this on multiplayer. I actually want to hear more in depth about this, so I'm going to listen to the next multiplayer podcast, that's for sure. All right, guys. Awesome show this week. Thanks for tuning in. Speaking of multiplayer, go listen to that podcast. It's everywhere podcasts are found. Give it a 5-star rating, and reach out to Connor and Dan. Tell them what you think about the show. Coming up this week, we got the full Ant-Man and the Wasp review from Geo, so look forward to reading that. Anime Expo actually happened this weekend, and our on-the-ground reporter Katie went there, experienced I think it was like 5 days worth of stuff. Maybe, I don't know.
I think it was 4.
Was it 4? Okay.
I believe so.
All right, so she went to all of it, and she got a cool little feature coming up with a clothing brand called Anime PLS, and they had a big booth there. She went to go and talk to some of the creators and the people that run Anime PLS, and so that will be up on the site soon. Look forward to that. And that's it. We might have some more stuff. We'll keep you posted on our social media feeds on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And then look for some videos coming up soon on our YouTube channel. All of this can be found, That Geek Show, one word. Just type it into the search bar. It will pop up. We're that fancy new shield logo that we relaunched with. So that's our stuff. You want to go around the room and plug your stuff? Anybody? Dan? I know you probably just want to plug multiplayer, right?
Yeah. Our first episode was very... what's the word? Impulsive. So the future ones, Connor and I have been working together.
Yeah,
I've got like a better.
It was fun.
Yeah. We have a better feel and foothold because it was our first time doing it on our own.
Well, maybe just increase the audio quality a little bit, get everybody a mic. But besides that, I kind of like the rawness of it. Whereas like the beginning, everybody was just like, "I'm this person," and then it's kind of like awkward and laughing. It's fun. You kind of get everybody just loose and like just talking about what you love. It's good.
Yeah, it was great having roommates being able to take part. But other than that, you can catch me on Twitter and Instagram and on PlayStation Network as Brookhouse13, BRKK, not 2C, not CK, but double Ks.
Awesome. Jamal?
At Jamal Cinco Uno on Twitter and Instagram.
Awesome. And still tickets available for GCF, right?
Oh, yes. Good as gold. August 25th. Little wrestling promotion that I'm running out in Southern California. Word on the street is Eric's going to be there.
I'll be there
on commentary.
My golden pipes that you're hearing right now.
Oh well, I don't know anything about those golden pipes, but yeah. That took a turn.
I still don't know how we're going to distribute this. You haven't even told me the logistics of what we're doing, but we'll figure it out, I guess.
We'll talk about it. About it.
All right. And then Matt, how about you?
On Twitter and on Instagram, I am the same. It's Matt Geek Show, all one word, Matt Geek Show. And
awesome.
You don't have to worry about any Last Jedi posts from me. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I mean, it's your Twitter. You can do what you want.
But I think even I'm kind of tired of the train at this point.
Yeah. It just feels like we're just all tired, like physically and emotionally tired of it.
I don't think I've talked about a movie 6 months after it's been released.
Seriously, it's so crazy.
So
all right, cool. So that's where they can find you. And then Michelle, you probably don't want to give out your personal info, right?
No,
so we'll just leave that one.
Don't try to find me.
She's somewhere in the galaxy.
You can find her on That Geek Show.
I will find you. I will follow you.
Wow, that wasn't creepy at all.
That was
taken.
Oh yeah, well, sure.
I got it.
You can
I appreciated it.
You can find Michelle on thatgeekshow.com.
And only there.
And only there. That's it.
No, murder is everywhere. You guys are too cavalier with your information.
Okay.
That's fair. Michelle brings a valid point.
I'm low-key Batman, so I'm okay.
All right, well, on that happy note, we're going to end the podcast. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Go follow us on all the channels we mentioned before and everybody's social media. And we'll see you next week for another That Geek Show. Thanks, everybody. Stay geeky. Bye-bye.
Don't be a scruffy nerf herder. Subscribe to our channel for more That Geek Show goodness in your life. Be sure to also check out our website, thatgeekshow.com, where we post exclusive photos from events and cons. And for all the latest news on upcoming special guests and geek swag giveaways. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook.